Hello. Can you guys see me okay? Hello, hello, hello. We have a very bright sun behind me that sometimes messes up the lighting. Hi, guys. How are you? Hope everybody's having a good day. Slowly but surely easing into the new frequencies, letting go of previous expectations, because in the new earth, the new frequencies is just everything we've usually planned before usually won't work anymore, and we have to adjust and create new frequencies and new futures. How's everybody doing? Hi, guys. Welcome. Hey, Katrina. Hello, Ian. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing this Sunday? Or if you're tuning in from Australia or New Zealand, it's probably Monday morning. Hello. All right. You guys are plentiful today. All right, let's jump right in. For those of you who are new to the readings, just know that I go over the names, and whichever name kind of shines up, it's kind of like a little glow around the letters. That's the person I'm drawn to. That's spirit who really wants to get my attention, so I go with that. But no one understands that if you get goosebumps, if you get a reading from someone else and you think, wow, that really sounds like it's for me, then it is. Okay. Spirit knows that we can't, I can't give everybody right now a card. And so they will use other people's readings to get to you. Okay. They'll give you some goosebumps. They'll give you a little nudge, a feeling, a thought. To help you recognize that that message was also meant for you, that you also need to pay attention to this. So my advice is stay out as long as you can throughout the session, because there might be a message in there for you, even if you don't personally get picked for a session. If it does even just a little glimpse of, just that response alone is already, yes, this is for you. Okay, does that kind of make sense? Now, this is not a channeling for those of you who are new. This is me connecting to the higher realms, the higher energies on an intuitive level. When I channel, when I do private channelings, I raise my vibration to a much higher level so spirit can talk through me and I can get kind of out of the way. When I do these angel cards, these are just fun for me, and I love just looking at how the cards always have a different meaning. With the different people, or sometimes a lot the same. What is this? Oh, no, we don't want to restart Windows update. Not now, please. Should I lose you guys? Hopefully I can get back on, but and hopefully the internet will hold, because it's not been great. There's been a lot of solar interference, a lot of stuff going on outside of our planet that's causing interference with the frequencies, the internet connections, and all of that. So if you've had those problems as well, just know that it's usually from that. And that's about it. And if you guys like more of these, if you guys, a lot of people say, oh, you've left, you don't make any more videos. I channel every week, with a few exceptions. Sometimes my week gets too busy and then I have to postpone it. But normally I channel every week, and it is posted on patreon.com. You can find me there. And then we do these kind of readings every weekend. All right. Okay, let's get started. All right. The first person, let's see. I'm just going to scroll up and down and see who's coming in. So the first, April Nastasi. Let's get a card for April. We're going to go for the animal cards for you. I have several different cards that I've received from you guys as gifts, and I'm so thrilled and happy with them. So I love to use different cards, and the card that I get drawn to just kind of, again, highlights. It's like I can see, how would I say it? I can see the energy around things, and when it just kind of shines, then I know, okay, that's the one I need to go for. Hi, Natalia. Hello, beautiful. Right. Hi, Linda. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Heather. I need a card for April. I hope you're doing well, Natalia. Staying positive, loving yourself. Karen's been not doing well with her health. We're all going through so many changes, you know. Gerald's been sick too all week. He's been sick, coughing. Coughing is usually a sign of your body trying to release certain energies, trying to release something. So he's been working on that. A lot of physical changes happening. Our DNA is being restructured for those who have moved into the new Earth frequency. For those who are still in the 3D, 4D dimensional plane, still co-creating with us, but still stuck in that lower frequency, they might not feel it so much right now. They will eventually. But for those of us who are moving in, a lot of us will have physical changes, rashes, because our body's trying to get rid of chemicals and metals that where, you know, from which the frequencies do not work in the new dimensional plane. Sometimes our whole life turns upside down. Jobs are being lost. Friendships are moving away. Even family problems arise. A lot of that is just whatever. You have to look at it this way. Although we don't change Earth, we change a vibration. We go into a different dimensional version of that Earth. But that also means that everything, our job, everything that we have created also has to now change and align with a new frequency. So whatever no longer works for you in that new frequency, whether you want to admit it or not, whether your human ego is ready to hear or to make the changes or not, it's going to go. You know, it's got to go. The trash has to go. It has to clear. And so a lot of people are going through massive changes on every level. And what's important is to not get frustrated or stuck in. I need a card for April. I'm talking too much. They say that I'm talking too much. Focus on the cards. Sorry. So just know that if you're going through changes, it's simply clearing the road for something much better for you. Don't go into fear. Go into trust. Okay? Even if you're physically not doing well, just keep reminding yourself, I'm clearing clutter. My body is clearing clutter. It needs to reprogram its DNA in order to fit into the new dimension. Okay? Don't get frustrated. Don't lose hope. Just focus on having faith that everything is as it should be, and that if you just surrender and focus and spend time focusing on positivity and beautiful things and being appreciative for things, then everything will go in the direction that it's meant to go. April, what's going on? They tell me you need a card, but nothing's jumping out. I'm waiting. Oh, there it went. Phew! I was getting worried there for a minute. I always wait till they jump out. I'm not picking them. They have to pick them. Shared inspiration. This is for April. Nastasi, shared inspiration. Throw yourself into a new project. Be willing to let go of time constraints and rules and really be aware of whatever fulfills your heart. It's funny how it talks about a new project because you said, what can I do to get things done? You're starting a new project. You want to get it. You want it to be successful, probably. You want everything to go right. What am I getting for you? What a wonderful card. You know what I'm really being drawn to is the baby. It's almost like mom, dad, or let's say dad, mom, and the baby. And it's like growing takes time. You know, you can't rush it. So the message that I'm getting for you is in regards to how can you make things successful. It's about rolling with the flow. It's really about allowing things to unfold naturally without trying to force it to go faster or to go bigger, faster, whatever it is. Don't get frustrated about the tempo of the growth, but simply acknowledge that if you show up each day and give it your best, with your best energy, your best focus, your best positive vibration, and you just know in your heart you're already experiencing the success that you want to have with this new project, it'll show up. The wonderful thing about this card as well is the color as well that really kind of brightens it out. It's purple, and purple is a color of the third eye. It's also the color for me of manifestation. A lot of times when I see people really getting into their passions and following their excitements and really kind of moving forward on those exciting feelings, I see a purple glow around them. And for me, that's always like the symbol of manifestation. It's going to happen. It just has to. It's purple. You know what I'm saying? If it was red or green, that sometimes there's still some work there. But purple is in my book, the most powerful frequency. The way I experience it. Okay, I don't know how other people experience that, but that's my symbol of everything is in the bag. It's going to happen. It's going to be beautiful, but be patient and allow it to unfold naturally. Okay, don't try to control things or force things to happen, but simply allow the universe to take your hand and guide you. All right, I hope that helps. Hello. Who am I being drawn to? Dongju from Korea. Dongju. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I am. Let's get you a card. Dongju. Which one? I'm getting drawn to the Metatron cards. Metatron. Dongju. Card for Dongju. Hi, guys. Welcome. I'm trying to do as many cards as I can. Dongju. I love it. Love the name. Hi, Barbarella. Hello. Dag. Dag aan iedereen. Dongju. I need a card for Dongju. Whoop, there it went. Archangel Sandalphon with you now. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see what I'm getting on an intuitive level. I almost feel like you are it's almost like you're in an environment where you're different than the people that surround you, than the people in your community. I feel like you experience reality in a very unique way that may not always be supported by your community, maybe even by family or friends. And so a lot of times they're kind of showing me that you feel alone in the journey. You feel like people don't really get you, because you simply don't see the reality the way that other people do. It's like, everybody wants you to follow certain rules and follow a certain path, but you're kind of like, I want to go the other way. You really want to have full control of your reality, of your manifestations. But I feel like you feel suppressed a lot by society, maybe by the societal groups that surround you, and therefore are not able to unfold spiritually the way that you would like to see yourself unfold. And basically what the angel here is saying is, don't forget you're never alone. Although you may feel alone in your physical reality, there's so many angels and guides who are surrounding you, who are willing to communicate with you, who are willing to help you and assist you. But you need to let go. You need to disconnect from the fear that you have of being attacked or being judged by your community, by society, or whoever it is that you feel might be attacking you or would attack you if you would be honest about what you truly feel and know to be true. So disconnect from the fear, and also disconnect from the idea, the illusion of being alone. Okay, the more you express or feel that you are alone in this kind of crazy world, the more you separate yourself from the other beings that surround you, the more you build up a wall. The human ego thinks it's self protection, but what you do is you literally lock yourself off from any help or communication that could come in. So it's really important to feed and nourish yourself with love, with the confidence, with the knowing that, yes, what I am saying, what I'm feeling, what I'm believing is not crazy. That's just reality. And even though other people might not follow you in those belief systems, you need to work on self empowerment to be okay that they are not ready yet to fully understand your perception, your perspective on all that is. Okay, it's about being okay that not everybody follows your train of thought, that not everybody follows your knowing, uh, and knowing that while that is okay, everybody's here on a different path, a unique journey that they designed for themselves. So we do not need to judge them or try to force our ideas upon them. We simply need to accept that when when they are ready, when their soul is ready to go into that path, they will find a way to be guided in that direction. Okay, it's about just embracing everybody's journey as being special and unique and being necessary in the puzzle that is the universe. Okay, we're all an important puzzle piece, but know that they are with you. Okay, that's what the card says. The angels and guides are with you. You know that, yet you have a hard time embracing that truth. So never think you are alone. You are simply all one being. Okay, does that kind of make sense? I hope that helps, Donju. All right. And Martin, let me know if it resonates with you guys, or if it doesn't, then keep it with you. You couldn't say it too that it doesn't resonate with you, but keep the message with you, because it could be something that will be coming in handy for you in the next coming weeks. And this one. and Martin. Card for Anne. When I tap into your energy, Anne, you feel completely lost. It's like you're in the desert and you just look around, and you can't find anything to orient yourself. You have no idea where you're going anymore. You have no idea. I just feel lost when I tap into your energy. Poof, there it went. There's your card, sweetheart. I recognize that I've chosen fear and I choose it again. It's basically I choose love. You have to replace your fear with love. And for you, it's very similar. Your whole life is turned upside down. Your health has been attacked in a way. Your relationship, your financial status, your children. I just feel like the job issue. Everything's been tossed up in the air and it's all just come crashing down. That's kind of what it feels like. And because of that, because you're wandering in a desert without seeing any focal points to say, okay, that's the direction I need to go into, because everything's just kind of crashed and burned around you, you feel very lost. And when you feel lost, you start to go into a very fearful state. And this is an exercise for you and this has been mentioned before, is what they're saying, but this is, you've heard this before. This message has been trying to get into your head for quite some time, they say. So maybe other people have mentioned it. But it's all about learning to walk again. Okay? You've broken your legs and now you got to learn to walk again. And that takes time. And it's really about feeling, trusting that your body will hold you. Okay? Trusting your legs that, you're going to be able to do this again. It's really about faith, and it's about replacing your fear with love and faith. Okay? Very similar to one of the previous messages, but as long as you keep going into fear mode, which you do all the time, they say, you're never going to get out of the cycle. You're just recycling the same lesson over and over and over and over again. You can't seem to master being fearless. And the way you master being fearless is to basically understand that the only way to go is to follow your higher self. The only way to go is to just have faith that she or he or it, they don't really have genders up there, is guiding you if you're only willing to follow fearlessly. So that is choosing love in a way, because you have to be able to love your higher self and trust the universe to such a degree that you will surrender and just allow things to unfold. Now, that doesn't mean we don't need to participate. Okay? We do need to participate because we have to follow what the little hints and clues are as we're going along. But if you don't have any clues at this moment, surrender to the fact that I have no idea right now, but I trust that the answers are coming and they're already here. I just need to align with the answers. And you can only align with the answers when you release the fear. Okay, so trust, have faith. Nothing can go wrong in this illusion. It's only a dream. This isn't real. We need to stop worrying about life like our life depends on it. It doesn't. We're eternal beings. We will keep moving. We'll keep going. Okay, even after we unzip this temporary outfit, we'll keep going. Okay, we don't change. We keep moving. We keep learning. We keep growing. So what are we so scared about? What are you so afraid of? You know, people are afraid of their health. People are afraid they're unhealthy. People are afraid. Everything you fear, you will attract. I know people who smoked like a chimney, ate all the most horrible foods, fattest foods ever, and they lived to be 110. You know, most of them got to 100. I mean, it's in here, you know, and we can make sure our body's healthy and all of that and take care of it because we love it, but not because we're fearful of getting illness, or not because we're fearful of not getting something or not being safe. You know, there's always a solution to every problem, but we have to be willing to let go of the fear so we can hear the solution, so we can receive the solution. The solutions are always being given by our team, by our guides, our higher selves, but they come from a higher frequency. And when we're in fear mode, we can't hear those. We can't get those lightning bolt ideas that go, oh, I got it. This is what I need to do. Do you see what I'm saying? So release your fear and choose love, choose trust. The universe has your back. You just need to have your own back now by trusting the universe. Okay? Change your frequency. All right. Hope that helps. Let's see. Who else are we seeing here? Tracy, thank you for the donation, honey. Let's get you a card. It's Tracy Scalzi. All right. Let me get some tea going. Tracy. All right. Whoop! Did you see that? That went crazy. We got two. Serious Star Blessings and Sword of Light. Tracy, these are your cards. Ooh. There you go. So, Serious Star Blessing says, yes, proceed, be seen, and push through. And the Sword of Light says, divine protection, cords are being cut, and breakthrough energy. Tracy. It has to do with career, I feel, in some way or form. It's almost like you feel like it's not moving, it's not flowing the way it should, but they're saying it's okay because it's being adjusted, it's being aligned to the new frequencies, and therefore it takes a little bit more time to unfold and present itself to you. Okay, they're talking about cords being cut, but it almost, it's not so much cords. It feels more like energy frequencies that simply need to be realigned and adjusted. So what you originally planned to do is going to, in a way, transform a little bit in a different way. But what's important is not to break your little noggin on it. I don't even know if that's a real saying. If it's not, I'm claiming it. It's mine. Don't break your little noggin on it, but just trust that it will, clarity, the clarity is coming. That's what they kind of like push through. It's about hang in there, have patience. Okay, proceed. They say yes, proceed. Right. Be seen. Show your, share your gifts with the world, That's what you're here to do. But they're saying allow it to transform and become even better than you thought it could be. But it takes a little bit of time to realign with the new frequencies. Okay, does that make sense? Tracy says, just where I am, and that makes sense. Okay, good. So trust, flow with it, have a little bit more patience, and know that something more beautiful is in the making. Okay? You just need to realign certain frequencies because you've now moved into the higher dimensional plane, into the 5D, and there everything needs a little bit of an adjustment. All right? You're welcome, sweetheart. Let's see. Who else? Patty. Patty M. Let's give Patricia a card. I think it's Patricia. Unless you prefer Patty. Let's see. Which one's these? Okay. Card for Patty. Hi, Patty. Hi, Stacy. You're welcome, Tracy. All right. Patty. Whoop-ah! There it went. Moderation, Patty. Moderation. Is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. What am I getting? Orbs. Why am I getting orbs? Something about orbs, Patty. And they're talking about food in the card, but for some reason I keep being drawn to all these lights. It almost looks like orbs to me. There's something about orbs. I don't know if you've been trying to reach out to spirit, or if you're trying to film them, or if you've been playing with orbs maybe. But it almost feels like your desire to receive validation from spirit, from angels, from whoever in the higher frequencies, it's overpowering. How would I explain? It's like when we want something so bad, we're constantly in a frequency of want. Okay. And we're not in a frequency of receiving what we want. Okay. So what we can do is, we can send out the request for communication and clarity and validation, but it shouldn't, our belief system, our knowings shouldn't depend on the validation, the need for validation. Okay. So in a way, we need to let go of the need for validation and just simply know that they're communicating, they're there. Whether you can see them or not, hear them or not important. You have to work with your knowing and not with your human analytical mind. I need to see something. I need to see validation of what I am doing. Okay, of what I am trying to accomplish, because I do feel like you're trying to do something with this spiritual thing. We don't always need to see the orbs to know that they're there. Do you see what I'm saying? You need to know in your heart that they're there, and then eventually, without you needing validation, the validation will show up, because the needing of validation is what suppresses the validation, because need is based on fear of not receiving it. Okay, we don't need it, we already know We already know that they're there. We know they're communicating. Therefore, we are releasing the blockages. We are releasing the Berlin Wall that we're building up when we are in a state of need. We are releasing the energies that are simply blocking the higher frequencies from coming in. So when it comes to moderation, um, it basically, the moderation is, don't be so needy. Trust, no, and the validation will show up without you needing them anymore. Does that kind of make sense? The way that I, for example, channel, I have zero proof, but I just know and I trust. There's never been, ever since I was a little girl, I've just known, and that's just been my reality. And I've never had anybody been able to convince me otherwise, although they've tried as a child to get that silly idea out of my head. There's no spirits there, girl. And I was like, yes, there are. Uh-huh. So, I never fitted in anywhere because I was too stubborn to allow other people to convince me otherwise of my knowing. Even though I couldn't see them with my eyes, I could feel them in some way or form, or sometimes I just knew without feeling them or hearing them. And over time, without needing validation, I started receiving validation through doing readings, through messages on the radio, things that I would see. For example, I had planned an interview for Leonardo da Vinci. And that same week, so I was supposed to do the interview on Friday. I think that Tuesday, I go and drop my kids off at school. And what did I see? A whole wall of Mona Lisas that the kids had been coloring in. Okay. So I already knew that, Leonardo was ready for the interview. Okay. That was the signal. How many times do you see that, right? So don't need validation. Just know that what you believe is true, and that there's no need for validation, because that's just how it is. As long as we still need validation, then we're not really convinced that what we believe is actually true. Okay? You just have to know without. I don't get many validations, but when I do get them, they're like boink. I see people get validations all the time. It's probably because I don't need them. I just trust them. But when, they don't need them either. They're just playing with it. They're like, oh my God, this is so cool. I love it. They don't ask for validation, but they receive them because they are playful with their knowing, with their spirits, with their deceased loved ones. They just play with them. They're there. They set an extra plate in the morning. They set them a cup of coffee because they used to love coffee. It's about getting rid of the separation. It's not because they've transitioned that they're not there. We all live in the same reality, but on a different frequency. Okay, we can't see them because their frequency is so high right now. Our eyes, our physical eyes, can't get to that frequency, but animals can, because their eyes are operating on a different vibration. You see what I'm saying? It's not because you can't see it that it's not there. And that's something we need to embrace in order to receive the validations that we're seeking. All right. Hope that helps. Patty says, yes, Emma, that makes a lot of sense to me. Lately, I've been feeling like someone's around me, but I can't see them. That's okay. They're there. That's what they're just saying. They're there. Let go of the need to get the validation. And then you will get the proof that you want. You'll get the validation without needing it. All right. That's the message here. So about trust. In this 5D dimension, this new earth, we need to trust. It's about believing before we can see it. Okay. It's not seeing is believing. It's believing is seeing. And that's always been true. You have to believe first without needing to see it. And then it will show itself to you. All right. So I hope that helps, my love. All right. Let's see. Who else? Who am I being drawn to? Okay. Diane Caruthers. She wants a card for her daughter, Kim. Kim. Okay, let's get a card for Kim. Which one? This one. Kim. All right. Let's get a card for Kim. Daughter of Diane. Kim. In my head, she looks beautiful. I've never seen her before, but I don't recognize your name either, so I don't know if we've ever had a reading before. But she looks beautiful. I feel like she might have like long brown hair, cute little round face, little chewy cheeks. You just want to do that. I feel like her energy is so good and so highly vibrational that she's really having a hard time aligning with the earth, with the density of the physical experience on earth. And she's really, I feel like, aligning with just being human. It's not really, she's not used to it. I feel like this might not be what she usually goes for when she chooses incarnations. Okay? And I feel like she might have a lot of stress, maybe some PTSD. I feel like she has a hard time letting go of things. She kind of lingers on. Whoop, there it went. She lingers on in kind of old energy. She really has a hard time of moving forward, I feel. Thank you, Patty. Diving to new depth. There is a deeper meaning to what is happening. You might be looking at this from the surface and missing what is really going on. Take a moment to pause and breathe. Allow yourself to dive deeper into what it is you are feeling about your current situation. Whatever is going on, I feel like this has been an ongoing cycle for many, many, many years. Maybe even going back to like 2012, 2013. And it's just had, she's just had this up and down roller coaster ride, and she goes into, it almost feels like a frequency of anxiety and maybe even suicide thoughts from time to time. It just feels like she really doesn't align with this human condition in whatever way or form that is. But they're saying there's a meaning, there's a reason why she's going through that. And it's because she's in a state of resistance. She's in a state of resistance of allowing herself to be who she is. She has always tried to be the good girl in a way. She's always tried to fit in. She's always tried to do what was expected of her. She's always tried to follow the ideals of a society that's all kind of screwed up. And in doing so, she has always neglected her own unique self, her own qualities, her own abilities, and even has rejected any kind of self-love because she's never felt like she was good enough. She's never felt she was pretty enough. She's never felt like she fit in. She's always felt icky about herself because she has these ideas. Why can people around me have it all figured out, but I can't figure out anything? She's always bringing herself down because she compares herself to others. And basically what they're saying, look, you chose this experience, not so much to follow paths. Some people have a whole predetermined journey that they would like to have. You can change it, you can go off the path, you can do whatever, but they have this design in their minds before they're born. Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if we do this and that, and this and that, and this and that? That would be so much fun. Oh my God. Right? But some people come in here without that. And so they don't always have these anchor points to follow through. Oh, and now I got to go to the next step. And now I got to go to the next step, right? And that's because you're simply here to learn to love yourself. That's it. That is it. Because you have brought in some energies from other lifetimes where you were abused and neglected, and you went through a lot of things where you became so disconnected from yourself, that it completely kind of destroyed your life. In this lifetime, you come in here with similar things, but you're meant to understand that there is no path to be followed. The only thing that is requested of you is to go inwards, heal yourself, love yourself, and to simply find abundance in being here, being alive, being present. And in doing so, exploring yourself by allowing yourself to explore new activities and do adventures and all of that. Does that kind of make sense? So sometimes we're not here to have a certain path. Sometimes we're simply here to just be and be allowed to be ourselves, and allow ourselves to be ourselves, and to follow our excitement, and to follow what we truly feel is right for us, and to truly allow ourselves to be who we're meant to be, whether other people approve of that or not. Simply to find the freedom within to be your most authentic self in this journey without having to chase these massive goals. Okay, this is a journey for you for healing. You're not here to reach massive goals, although you can if that's what you choose to do. But your main purpose, if you can just find healing and find blessings within your beingness and see your power that you possess, empower yourself, love yourself, heal yourself, and just find abundance and joy one day at a time, then you've already succeeded in the reason why you're here. So when it comes to diving to new depths, you've always tried to heal yourself, but still trying to fit into things that don't align with you, with who you are. You can't be the person you think other people want you to be. You have to be you. And the only way you can discover who that you is to dive very deep, 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 deep. Okay? Meditate, take mindfulness classes, go on healing retreats. Okay? Whatever you need to do to find yourself, take a break. Okay? Ask for help in your surroundings. If you have children, for example, ask for help, but allow yourself the opportunity. It's not weak to ask for help. Okay? Allow yourself the opportunity to take some time to truly dive deep within your essence and to find who you authentically are, so you can then bring that bottle of sunshine, that beautiful light with you back to your home, and share that beautiful light with the people around you who will love you unconditionally. Okay? So know that you're loved. Know that you have wonderful little souls that are there to love you unconditionally, but you have to learn to love yourself first, and that is why you are here. All right? I hope that helps. All right. Woo! It's getting hot in here. Feeling very hot. Is it me or is it? It's really hot though. We've had a really hot day today. It's been like scorching hot outside, so it's probably getting in the house by now. So if you guys are looking for a reading. I see some of you people asking for a reading. Just know that I'm usually booked a year ahead, but I am reopening my schedule. It'll probably be November. So sign up for my free newsletter, or just download the my free website app on your phone, and then you'll get a message what exact day I will reopen my schedule, because I will be usually it takes me about a week to process all the requests, because there'll be so many. There's usually more requests than I can actually offer for a year, but I probably will be booked up after a few days for the whole new year to come. So if you do want a reading, sign up so you don't miss that exact day. And then I allow Spirit to show me for whom it is the right time to receive a reading at this time. All right. Taylor Angler. I will write down all your names. I'm writing them down. I will write down the names in the comment section then, in case you had to step out. And then you still see it. All right. Taylor Angler. I didn't see your question. I forgot to look. But we'll see what comes through. Hi, Natalia. Thank you. We'll get you a card too, honey. Taylor. Card for Taylor. Whoop-ah, there it went. Precious time, Taylor. Precious time. There it is. The Fairy of Time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste other people's time either. Taylor, what am I getting? Okay, so they're talking about precious time, but my intuition says that they want you to understand that there is no time. So everything you think today will become your tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to succeed at something, you already have to know that you've succeeded. There is no time lapse. Okay, what is going to happen, what we're going to manifest, what we're going to achieve, is a direct reflection of what we intend, what we feel or emit on an energetic level. So know that you've succeeded. Know that you have already accomplished what it is that that floats your boat in a way, right? There is no time. So keep that in mind. It's very important to know that for some reason. I feel like this is something more than what's going on right now, too, for you. I'm going to get some water. Oh, lemon water. That's better. There's something about my tea. It keeps doing something to my throat. I don't like it. Anyway, there is no time. That seems to be very important for you in this lifetime. That's something you need to learn. There is no time. What I do right here, right now, how I feel, how I think, what I emit, how I act and react will have consequences. Okay? That seems to be the biggest lesson you wanted to learn in this lifetime, because you want to become a master manifester. But in order to do that, you have to understand that there is no time. Does that kind of make sense? So know that you've succeeded, and so it will be, unless there's an unless what you are striving to succeed does not align with your most authentic self, with your truest feelings. A lot of times we want to accomplish things in order to impress others, We're following a career path because we didn't really know what to do. So we just picked something with the idea that following the human ego, this will be easy money, this will be whatever it may be. If it's something that you're truly passionate about, if it's something that you feel this is what you're meant to do, and you know that you've already succeeded, then you will succeed. But if it is something that you just randomly picked in order to fit in order to, in order to achieve any kind of goal outside of yourself, and ignore the goal inside of yourself, then they might interfere. Spirit might interfere and go, this is not for you. But other than that, time does not exist. Be very aware of your now moment. Now and now and now and now. You're sending waves of energy, waves of energy, waves of energy, waves of energy. Every second there's a wave that comes out of you, and that is what creates your reality. Become aware of that, and you will become the master manifester that you originally intended to be. All right, Natalia Kuzminova. Let's get Natalia a card. This one. Hi, Adelaide. Hi, Madeline. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Katrina. Let's get you a card, Natalia. Whoopa! Wow, there they flew. There's two. Look at that. They kind of match. Look, they're blobby. Colorful. Okay, one reads, in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me towards right-minded thinking and the energy of love. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. It basically says the same thing in a different way. So it's very clear here. Self-love, love yourself. That's really what it's about. It's about love your life. Your whole life has been, up to now, it's always been some kind of struggle in some way, right? There's all these different struggles, and that has been the experience of what life is. And then the idea comes into our minds and says, and even the sayings, life is a struggle. It doesn't have to be, but because we believe that, we create the struggles, we attract the struggles, we manifest the struggles. But when we start loving ourselves, when we think we are beautiful just the way we are, when we embrace everything that is about us, when we embrace that right now, everything I'm going through is going to guide me and help me to become, to create a better future for myself, because I will learn from these, I will learn and grow and experience things that will help me bring clarity to myself, to how to love myself. But it's all about love. It's all about loving yourself. Your best teacher is you. You are your teacher. You have to be able to look at yourself from two different perspectives. You're the teacher and the student all at the same time. You're the doctor and the patient all at the same time. You have to be able to go through the motions and the healing processes and the loving processes and all of those processes from the patient perspective, from the student's perspective. But you also have to be able to disconnect from your life and observe it from an outside perspective and say, okay, well, if this was my friend, what would be the advice that I would give her? And then you have to be able to follow that advice. You have to be able to follow your own advice, because your heart, your head, your soul knows all of the answers. But because you live in a fearful state, because you live in a state where you dismiss yourself, you dismiss the life that's been unfolding so far, it's just been painful and hard and struggling, and that's all you've seen so far, it's really hard for you to even, know what it feels like to just be in a state of love and light and acceptance and, just joy about the simple things in life. But that's the job here. That's the message, is until you find that joy and that love within yourself and within the reality you're currently having, until you see the silver linings, the opportunities of growth and expansion that's being offered to you, the opportunities to learn and grow and change, until you embrace those opportunities and embrace yourself, the light cannot shine brightly. You have to do the work. Stop falling for the same trap, is what they're saying. Stop falling for the fearful trap, or I am not enough trap, or I am not this, or I am not that. You have to truly understand that you are your reality. You're not a part of a reality. The reality you experience around you is a direct reflection, a direct mirroring of the frequencies you choose to reside in on a daily basis. So the reality outside of you is you. And until you understand that concept and you start to change inside, heal inside, and align with who you're meant to be, that reality outside of you cannot reflect that until you do that. Does that make sense? And that's the message here. So I hope that helps, Natalia. It's difficult. I understand when we're in a bad place sometimes, it's really hard to see things in a positive way. But what I start doing is, whenever I went through a hard time, I would start making lists. I would write down a list of everything I had. I have electricity. I get to take a bath today. I get to, sleep in a bed today. I have clothes. I get to eat. There's so many things that we have that we take for granted, that we see as normal, but it's not. It can be taken away at any moment in time, So you have to find gratitude and love for yourself. I'm in good health. I have this, I have that. I designed this suit with purpose and intention. You knew exactly what you were going to look like when you came down here, and you were happy with it. Up there, you were like, score, this is it. I like this suit. This is going to be me. It's going to be great. It's going to be useful. It's going to help me. Right? So that's the the lesson that still today needs to be embraced, sweetheart. You're welcome, Natalia. Oh, look at all those hearts. Big kisses, big kisses, big kisses. Big love. John Nelson, I saw you in there as well. John Nelson, let's get your card, honey. Okay. Ooh, we're going for Metatron cards. All right, John, let's take a look and see what we got. Whoa, well, that went fast, didn't it? Hello. That was like, booyah, there it is. This is the card that came out. These are all new cards to me. I've never seen these. So let's see what it says. Conquering fear, start today. Conquering fear, start today. Did something happen? It almost feels like you experienced something. It could have been in a dream or something that you experienced while being awake, and it kind of startled you and it kind of scared you. But they're making me feel like it's not something to be fearful about, because the communication or the interaction, might be a better word, has taken place. It's almost like you've requested assistance or you've requested communication, and now that it's kind of like, yep, approved, boink, stamp on it, there's your passport. And because you're still doubtful towards your abilities, it installs a little bit of fear into that communication, and so you might have misinterpreted the communication. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I feel. I almost feel like this was in a dream, like there was some kind of dream that really kind of startled you. But I could be wrong. I mean, this is the dream state as well, so who knows? But I'm feeling like I keep looking at the figurine. It's there. The angel is holding you, and you're kind of like, oh, it's kind of like Superman, when he takes Lois Lane up, and she's like, holy shit, and he's flying her up there, right? And he's like, it's okay, I got you, right? It's like that. Like there's a fear that's kicked in. Hi, Judith. Yes, I'll get you a card, honey. It's like a fear that's kicked in, but it's actually a good thing. It's like something's happening that's very positive. So release the fear and allow it to unfold. Trust in it. Does that kind of make sense? Hi, Corrine. Trust in it. All right. That's the message here. Something is starting, and it might be scary, but it's not. Okay. Don't approach it with fear. It's going to be beautiful. All right. Judith Freya. Let's get your card, my love. Let's get your card. Hope that helps, John. Whatever's scary right now, embrace it. That's the message, basically. Hi, Carmel. Hi, Corinne, Johanna. Whoopa. Thank you, Sophie. Whoop. Judith, this is the card. I don't know if you can see it. It's not zooming in. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. So much love in these cards. What am I getting for you? What's going on with you? There's something about shining bright. It's almost like a little bit of darkness has kind of snuck into your heart, and it could be doubts, and it could be little worries. But it feels like there's a little bit of darkness that snuck into your heart, and they're basically what they're saying is it is other people, outside people, are picking up on that darkness a little bit, and it's not like anything you can't get rid of. You can get rid of it really easily, but it's there, and you might not be aware of it. So this might be worry. This might be being insecure of certain things, being being a little stressed about certain things. But they're saying, as long as you don't allow the darkness. No, wait, I'm not saying that right. They're going, no. That's not how you say it. It's almost like outshine the darkness with your light. So when you interact with people, and this could be friends, this could be new clients, this could be people to work with, I don't know, but don't allow that little bit of dark to influence how people perceive you, okay? Because it's not who you are. You have to be fearless in this process and to really shine bright. because you're the star in the dark sky. There's a lot of darkness around you, but you're shining bright, and you always will be. Okay, your shine is eternal. So don't allow the darkness to seep into the star and overshadow it, if that makes sense. Um, Trust, have faith. Everything is moving along the way it should, even if the world around us, or maybe certain people that you've met with, or have placed doubt or worry into your heart. Don't let them. Okay, don't let them. Shine bright, because that's what you're here to do. All right, I hope that helps, Judith. All right. Who else am I being drawn to? Madeline Sanchez Rosa. All right, let's get you a card, sweetheart. Madeline Sanchez Rosa. Okay. Which one? Which one? The animals. Hi, Karen. Well, that went fast. Where you need to be, Madeline. Where you need to be. Acknowledge how you are feeling. Have faith. The universe will take care of a current concern by providing the best possible outcome for all involved. Madeline. I almost feel like you've been walking on eggshells, treading very carefully into the world. That's kind of what it feels like. Trying not to upset anyone, trying to keep the peace. I keep looking at this beautiful little animal, sea animal, but it almost looks like knives, and you've been trying to not get cut. You've been trying to not get burnt. You've been trying to avoid any kind of, pain or suffering. But in doing so, in trying to avoid other people feeling uncomfortable about certain thoughts and feelings and ideas that you might have, you've been ignoring your own feelings. You've been ignoring your own needs, your own path. Does that kind of make sense? And so what they're saying is you need to really own and express. I feel like, do you get a lot of sore throats and little coughs and just swelling in here for some reason? Because it just feels like you're not expressing what you need to express. You're always trying to keep everybody happy, and you're always considering everybody else's feelings except for your own. You're dismissing yourself completely, and therefore you're not really living the life you're meant to live. You're living the life in function of others. You're not living for yourself. You're always, keeping people happy, and so on and so forth, if that makes sense. So it's really important to start acknowledging your own feelings. It's really important to start, and it's not about being selfish, but to start honoring what you need from others, but what you also need for yourself. It's really important to start living life for you, because when you can find your joy, when you can find happiness within just being you, when you can find blessings in yourself and love, then your frequency will flip, and you'll be able to assist and help and influence people in a positive way much more than what you are doing now by dismissing yourself. Okay, so the time for you has come. The time to focus on you and to do things that help you grow and that help you become the person you've always wanted to be. The time is now. You need to honor it, follow it, create some self-discipline, because you're lacking a little bit of that. when it comes to loving yourself, caring for yourself, honoring yourself, valuing yourself. Find the divine essence that you are. Find and understand that you are precious and have every right to be in a state of bliss and love and praise as anybody else out there. That's something you need to hear, and that's something you need to absorb and feel about yourself as well. All right. So I hope that helps, Madeline. All right. Madeline says, hold on. Let's go too fast. Where does Madeline say here? Wait, I lost you. Where'd you go? My son passed away in 2020 and I lost myself. I'm not myself anymore. You didn't lose him. He didn't pass away. He simply upgraded. Okay. You have to be able to see it. You didn't lose him. He's there all the time. Okay. He's always around. From the moment you think of him, he is connected to you. Okay. We don't lose people. We simply lose the ability to remember how to observe them and feel them and communicate to them. That's it. But understand that every time when you go to sleep and we allow ourselves to go into the deep sleep, we disconnect in that moment from our bodies temporarily. We wake up because we're not really here. Okay. You're not really here. You're in the higher realms, in heaven, if you want to call it that, having a 4D experience. You're up there in your little booth wearing your little goggles, having this experience, and it feels very real, the physicality and all of that, but it's all an illusion. You're just projecting from heaven your consciousness into this body. But every day when you go to sleep and you get into your deep sleep, not your REM sleep where we have dreams, okay? When we get into the deep sleep, we wake up over there and we go, oh man, that was a tough day. Woo! And you go and you hang out with all the people that you think you've lost over here. Nobody ever, we're together all the time. All the time. We're never separated from the ones we love. We see them every day if we go into our deep sleep. If we sleep really good and we get disconnected from the dream state, we go and see them and we go, wow, I really miss you down there. It's good to see you. So I can guarantee you see your son every day when you go to sleep. When you wake up, you won't remember because that's part of this chosen experience, is to not have that memory of that. But that doesn't mean you don't see them. I guarantee you see them every day. Okay? So there is no loss. We're not disconnected from each other. We are simply in this consciousness. This virtual reality is on such a low frequency that we just have a harder time picking up on their higher frequency. That's it. Because our limited body, this body suit that we're wearing temporarily, kind of blocks that frequency, because this body has to stay in a lower frequency in order to create the illusion of physicality. If our body would go into a higher frequency, our molecules would start to, bounce quicker and quicker and quicker, and the physicality would be lost. Now, if you guys know the movie Lucy, they explain that over there, kind of. But, if you know how reality really works, if you understand the reality of this physical illusion, then it's pretty darn obvious, because nothing is solid. It's just a bunch of molecules, atoms, bouncing up and down in emptiness, empty space. We are 99% emptiness. That's it, right? And it, depending on the frequency of, at the frequency of which the molecules bounce back and forth, that creates the illusion, the density, the physicality. But it's just an illusion. It's just frequency, it's energy. So, your son wants you to make the best out of this journey, because it's just a temporarily virtual reality that you chose intentionally to have him in it for a short amount of time, to then be able to expand as a soul, to grow and embrace your spirituality, embrace the new type of relationship that you will have with your son. That it's all there to help you expand as a soul. It was all part of a plan. Does that kind of make sense? So it's time to become you, but the most authentic you. Most authentic you, not the you were before. Okay, that you wasn't even 100% you. They want you to be you in all of its glory, whether people approve of it or not. All right. So it's time to start loving yourself again. It's time to get excited about talking to your son again, because he's there. He can hear you, and you will see him every night when you take a good night's sleep. All right. Even if you don't remember in the morning, you have to know that you went and saw him. Okay. I hope that helps, Madeline. Love your sweater. It's my own design. You can buy them online on my website if you want. It says Rolling with Emma. And my brother designed the logo. This is our logo for our center. So if you like my shirt, feel free to go check it out on my website. You can order them over there. All right. Hope that helps, Madeline. Just know that your son, anyone you think you've lost, loves you and is always there, connected. Star Morris. All right, Star. Which one am I being drawn to? These. All right, these. That's where we're going for. Whoop! That flew high in the sky, didn't it? Air and fly free. Air and fly free. There we go. Star. What am I getting for you? Have you been thinking or dreaming about relocating? For some reason, I keep seeing traveling or relocation. It's like you've always wanted to you've always wanted to move to an area that would resonate with your frequency, because it's almost like where you are now doesn't really feed, or it doesn't feel right for you. Okay. It doesn't feed your energy in the right way. So this might be something you haven't thought about that could come later, but I feel like eventually you might be moving, or you might already be thinking of moving to an area that will, it just feel like more nature, more connection to Mother Earth. I just feel like you want to fly. Fly away to an area where you feel good, and that's going to happen, or maybe you've already done it. Just feels like it's the right choice, and it's going to unfold the way it's meant to unfold. But if you're thinking about it already, start planning it in your head. And it's not about needing to know the exact space or location, but it's about holding on to the feeling of what it would feel like if you had that perfect spot to live in and to be self-sufficient and all of that, to be free from the chains of society and big cities and all of that. I don't know if that makes any sense. But that's what I'm getting, Star. So even if you're not thinking about it right now, this feels like this is part of a future creation for you. And it's about not fighting it. Don't fight it. Don't think it's not possible, because it is, and it is meant to happen when it's the right time. But you're going to be traveling, or you're going to be relocating in order to find your freedom. All right. I hope that helps. All right, Karen Decker. Let's get you a card, sweetheart. Karen. Each one. Hi, Yunko. Big kiss. Wow, thank you. Thank you for those encouraging words. Ooh. Karen Decker. Let's see. Oh, we've had that card before. Look at that. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. What am I getting for you? Why am I thinking pumpkins? Are you thinking pumpkins? Have you been thinking about Halloween already? It's almost like I keep seeing this pumpkin shit. You know how pumpkins have these kind of, they have like a core, and it's all, how do I explain what I'm seeing? It's like it looks like a pumpkin, but it's more like glowy. It's almost like an egg. How do I say it? But what does it mean? I just feel like you're confused. Like when I can communicate to you, I feel confusion in your heart, maybe. And it's like you have to go back to, it's like going back to being in the egg. I know it sounds weird, but it's like they want you to be that kid again. You know, you've had to go through so much in your journey already that it's like you had to grow up real fast, right? You had to grow up real fast, and you've never really allowed yourself to be that carefree child that just does things because they want to do it, or they love to do it without needing it to lead to anything. It's just they love to do it. That's why they do it. You know, there's no end agenda or end destination or end goal attached to what they are doing. They just do it because they love doing it. And it's like you need to learn how to do that again. You've forgotten. And when you learn to just do things because you enjoy them, and not because they're going to lead you to something, it's like everything, every decision you make, everything you undertake, there's this expectation attached to it at the end of the ride. And when we live in that way, life can't be, it's not, you're not enjoying it. Everything is a job, it's work. You need to learn to just enjoy yourself again and enjoy the ride. And that's something you've forgotten very long time ago. Very long time ago. Even when you were a child, you were always trying to fit in and please people and trying to survive in some way or form. It's time to start playing. with life. All right. What are you saying? Can my higher realm consciousness tell me why I had a mental blackout this past week at work? I'm scared. It has to do with, it's like a reset. They're trying to help you. Look, you're in between fourth and fifth dimensional. You're going back and forth, because you're constantly pulling yourself down again. Okay. So the reason you had a blackout, it feels to me, and again, I would have to be in a higher frequency to channel your spirit directly, but the intuition tells me that the blackout is about, it's almost like a reset, a wake-up call, like, hello, wake up. It's time to do things differently. It's time to just live life to the fullest. And we don't need to do extravagant things to make us feel good, but it's about changing the tune, changing the frequency you live by, changing the perspectives, and just becoming fearless in everything. Just go for it. Have you ever seen that movie Yes Man? You ever seen that movie Yes Man, where he forces himself to say yes to everything? Right? But in that way, it forces him to have adventures and to be fearless, to see that everything eventually always turns out okay. To not be afraid anymore, to take risks, and to just live. When everything is conditioned, or everything has expectations attached to it, life isn't lived. Life becomes a job. Even private life, family life, everything, there's an expectation attached to it. I have to be this kind of person with my children, or I have to respond in this way to make this person happy, or life becomes a prison, and your soul is tired of it. Your soul wants to break free from that prison, and to just play and just have fun, and do whatever the feeling, whatever your inner guidance tells you to do, and to just approach everything with a lightness, a light energy. We make life so heavy and so hard, and we're making it hell for ourselves. We're the ones making it a hell. We don't have to respond that way. We don't have to respond in a fearful way. We choose to do that. We choose to be scared of everything. We choose to be afraid of screwing things up, or be afraid of the unknown. Or it's all a choice. We choose to stress about things. We choose to put pressure upon ourselves. We have to accomplish this and that, and this and that, and this and that. It's a choice. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. You can do whatever it is you want to do, but you have to understand that is an option for every single person. This is your creation. You create it, but we can be so demanding and so judgmental towards ourselves. We set such high expectations. I know I used to be the same way. I'm an Aries. I wanted to, I'm going to do this and that and this and that. And then nothing ever happened. And then I would get down on myself. Why are you so weak? Why are you like this? I've had to, long time ago, I've learned to just roll with it. And I'm not like everybody else. And life, as a hypersensitive person to energy, it's so hyper that it makes me sick sometimes. Physically ill, mentally unstable sometimes, because the energies, the collective energies, are so overwhelming from time to time that I can't. My physical body suffers underneath it, and then when my physical body suffers, then mentally I'll start to judge myself. Why can't you be like everybody else? Why can't you get all this stuff done? I used to be that way, and sometimes still am from time to time, but I've managed to understand that it's not necessary. It's just not. Life is just a temporary experience to have a better understanding of who we are on a higher level. That's it. And whatever we don't get done here, we do in other lifetimes. We're eternal beings. We're going to keep rolling and rolling and doing what we want and creating new versions of ourselves in order to get a better glimpse of who it is, who we are in essence. Because we know everything on an intellectual level, but knowing something and experiencing something are two different things. And through the experience, we better understand what we know, right? And so that's what it is. In life, we just need to flow. And there's people out there who do that. And a lot of them lead short lives because they're just here to inspire others to do the same, or they're just here to have fun for a little bit, Um, but I've known people that were fearless in everything, and they had adventure after adventure, and they were never scared of where they were going to end up, how they were going to survive. They just went for it, and they've had magnificent lives, and they've touched and communicated and met so many people along the way. And they've never had bad stuff happen to them because fear was just not a part of their vocabulary, didn't exist. And they never got, other people would be like, oh my God, that's so dangerous. And you could have been kidnapped, and you could have been then. Well, if you live in that reality where all of that is possible for you, then yeah, that is a possibility. But when you create a reality where that is not even a part of your vocabulary, it cannot show up into your reality. It simply can't. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's time for you to learn to be that fearless kid again, to stop having so many expectations and pressures, to stop putting so much pressure upon yourself and your life and how it's supposed to look like and where it's supposed to go. Because all of that pressure is, it's making you physically ill. It's you're getting wake up calls. The blackout is a wake up call. It's time to start over. If you keep going the way you're going, your body's not going to last much longer. That's just how it is. And I don't want to scare anybody, but that's what I'm getting, Karen. So start playing. In the words of Eric, my guide, Eric, he always says, you have to just say, fuck it in life. We make too big of a deal out of this temporary glimpse of an experience. We make our lives hell. It's not designed to be this way. We don't come down here going, oh, I'm going to make a life a living hell. Sometimes we choose hard experiences, but we're not meant to stay in them. But that is a choice that we make. Okay? Just always remember that. Everything is a choice. And, we don't need a lot of stuff to feel safe. Okay? Safety is inside your heart. It's not in, what you own. Okay? Oh, if I have a job, then I'll feel safe. I mean, no, you should feel safe knowing that you're covered. You got a team, that you're being guided. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to unfold the way it's meant to unfold. And as long as you approach it with a curiosity and with a light and love frequency, then it's always going to lead to something better. That's just how you got to live life. You got to learn to say, okay, well, right now I don't have too much money. So what? Right now, I lost my job. So what? There's other jobs out there. Okay. Maybe this wasn't the right job for me. Maybe the universe has a better job in store for me. My family and I don't really get along. So what? I don't have a lot of friends. So what? Okay. You have to learn to live with an attitude like that in order to lighten the energy that you live in. Dominique says, why is it that life makes us forget to have fun? Life doesn't make us forget. We choose to forget it. Again, it's a choice. I've known people who went through hell and back, I know a person, I read his book, went through the war, lost his entire family. After the war, got married, had beautiful family, children, loving family. House fire broke out. He wasn't there, lost his entire family in the house. All died. And so on and so forth. And he had so many devastating experiences, yet this person chose, he accepted the grief and he did the grieving process, but he also always got back up and said, well, it's just an experience and I will see everybody later on again anyway. So let's make the best out of life. And he has been through so many things that, most people can't even, it takes him several lifetimes to go through the stuff he went through. Yet he remained positive. He remained loving and caring, and he just made the best out of that lifetime. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a choice. You can choose to allow this fake reality to make you miserable, or you can choose to follow your highest excitement. You can choose to follow love. You can choose to just see it for what it is, just an experience. This lifetime does not define you. It is not who you are. It is simply a part, an experience of your consciousness in order to bring expansion upon your soul. That is it. See what I'm saying? I live one day at a time. Sometimes I make plans, they never work out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the channeling in that time for my Patreon post. And then it doesn't work out because then all of a sudden people show up at my door. My neighbor shows up. Hey, can you lay the cards for me? They just have fun and want to know some things. And or sometimes, it's really good weather and we've had weeks and weeks of rain. And then that one day that I'm supposed to work, it's a nice day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this day and soak in the vitamin D. I go one day at a time, and that's just how it is. Sometimes I have great weeks where the energies are stable. And then sometimes the energies are so screwed up that I can't even function. And I have to cancel readings. And people get mad, and I'm sorry, but I can't do a reading. I don't want to make up things. A lot of other people do that, but I don't. If I can't channel, then there's no point in, going through with the channeling. I have to wait till my energy is back aligned and all of that. So sometimes people have to be patient with me, but that's how it is. And those who are usually have amazing readings, and those who get into a state of, no, this is not how I want it to go. I've been waiting for so long now, and now you don't do it. When they go into their ego taking over and feeling hurt because it's not going according to their plans, I wish people wouldn't get hurt like that because it's really not necessary. Things happen at the right time, and that's what we need to learn to live, is everything happens in divine timing. Everything is an expression of who we are. And so when you choose to stay in a high vibration, then all you can attract is more of that high vibrational energy in a physical form, in some way or form. When we let go of expectation, because expectations is always founded in fear of not getting what we think we should have, fear of not getting what we think we need in order to be happy. Oh, well, if I get a relationship, then I'll be happy. Or when I get a job that I actually love, then I'll be happy. Or, when I have children, then I'll be happy. Or whatever it may be, we're always postponing. We're choosing to postpone our happiness. We're putting it on certain experiences that need to come first before we can be happy. That's a choice. You can be happy today. Just because you're here. Oh my God, I'm having this virtual reality. I'm in a video game. Look at me go. What am I going to create? What am I going to do? You can get excited about things. Even if you don't have much, You know, we live on a minimum income with 2 handicapped children that'll never get better. They'll evolve, they'll grow, but they'll never be healed, at least not in their life, not in this lifetime, I feel. In the future, I think there's healing coming for autistic children. But that's okay. I'm embracing and loving every bit of it. You know, every bit of a challenge is like, okay, let's see if we can handle this one. Can she do it? Can she do it? I see everything as like a video game where these challenges present themselves, these riddles, these mysteries, right? And you have to try and solve it. And if you just approach it in a playful manner and you approach it with a light attitude, you know, not a heaviness and, oh, why is this always happening to me? You know, victimization, self-victimization, feeling victimized by the outside reality. I mean, you can't be victimized by the outside reality because it really is a reflection of what you've been creating. So, you know, if you want to get pissed off, be pissed off at yourself for not being able, you know, to do the work necessary in order to stay in a positive vibration. I mean, if you look at people like Nelson Mandela was locked up for no reason whatsoever almost his entire life, yet he came out with a smile, with hope, with love for people, you know. If you look at, you know, the hurricane, the boxer that was locked up since he was, you know, a young man, almost his entire adulthood life, he was locked up for something he never did. He was mad at first, but he had to change all that, and he had to understand that we are free in here. We are free in here. You know, nobody can lock you up, really. They can lock up your physical body, but they can't lock you up. So, you know, he approached things from different perspectives. It's all about perspective. What you choose to focus on, what you choose, how you choose to feel about things, how you choose to see things, and how you choose to react and act upon that. Haha. All right. So choose wisely to all of you. Choose, trust me, I've been there. I've been the stressed, so demanding, super hateful person. I hated myself. Couldn't even look myself in the mirror for a very long time. I thought it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. You know, I got rid of all of that because it's just not true. You know, we've designed ourselves in this way for a reason. So you should love your body. You know, love yourself. Love the challenges that you've in some way or form attracted because they're going to help you grow. You know, choose to see things in a different way and to experience them in a different way. All right, sorry. I'm just blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see. Amy McFarland. Hi, Amy. Let's get you a card. I'm feeling drawn to you for some reason. Amy. Please. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm just talking from the heart and from experience. I've been suicidal and depressed. I was suicidal and depressed since I was 8 years old, after I was constantly raped by my grandfather, and I never revealed it to anyone because my parents were also going through a hard time and I didn't want to add more fire onto the fire. So I kept this secret until I was 23. And then I finally revealed it to my parents. The first person I ever told that was my husband, and he said, "You have to tell your parents." But I've been I've been healing, and I never went to I never had help because I didn't want to. My parents didn't know. They knew there was something wrong, but they couldn't figure out what it was. I would lock myself up. I had no friends. I had people in school, that you temporarily see, but not really any friends. I was scared of people most of the time. My interaction was mostly with animals. I had panic attacks when the phone rang. I had extreme anxiety. I would shut down if my mom would tell me, "Hey, take this money and go get a loaf of bread from the store, please." I couldn't do it. Are you kidding me? I have to talk to a person, a stranger. I would just have these meltdowns, and she would be like, "Oh, I'll just do it myself then." You know, um, that was my childhood. Yeah. So, and then eventually I decided, well, either you kill yourself and jump out of this window now, or you make a drastic change. So I did, and I jumped on an airplane and I flew to America, where I didn't know anybody. I had never been on vacation because my parents were always too poor to go on a vacation. I've never been in an airplane. I didn't know where I was going to end up with. Amy, motivation. And it ended up changing my life. It took me years and years and years and years of working on myself and healing myself all by myself. Never had any help. And then when I was 20, I discovered Buddhism and then went to a resort and learned how to live more mindfully, learned how to disconnect from the ideas that I had about the outside world, how they were affecting me. And I learned to focus on me, and to understand that when we focus on us, on being our best self, being loving to ourselves and kind to ourselves and patient with ourselves, and living one moment at a time, really finding enjoyment in the small things in life, that's when things started to change for me. And especially when I learned how to meditate, that's when Eric showed up and my angels, and they were like, finally. I still remember Eric going, well, it's about time. He really was. It was just like, and I was like, who the hell are you? He was like, I'm Eric. This clingy, nerd looking dude just showed up while I was meditating, and he was like, it's about time. And I'm thinking, who the fuck are you? Who are you telling me this, you nerd? I was like judging him. I was like, why are you criticizing me, nerd? Anyway, that's when all the madness started happening. Or when I reopened it, because I always talked to spirit when I was younger, according to my parents. But as soon as I got sexually attacked, it just shut down. I was in such a state of panic and suffering that all of it shut down because my frequency went, it just dropped, and I had no more communication whatsoever. So it reopened with my meditation and all that. Anyway, motivation, Amy. When spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there is something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. Do it. Amy, are you a creative soul? Because for some reason I see you like making things or doing arts and crafts and then like selling it for some reason. I could be completely off. Yes, I am, she says. Okay. It almost feels like you're a very loving, caring person. You really always take people under your wing and you guide them and you heal them and you advise them. You really this guide and healer all at the same time. But they're showing me that there's this aspect of you that's very creative, and you're not fully utilizing that skill because it's almost like you can allow it's almost like your creativity is your direct line to the higher frequencies. It's like your communication to God and to the higher realms, or all that is, the angels and so on and so forth. And it's like there's something there that needs to be explored, and that will then be able to be either explored deeper or needs to be kind of readjusted. In the new frequencies, everything needs to be readjusted. And it's like this new, I don't know, this new energy, this new thing is coming in, and it needs to be expressed through you. You're the vessel, through you, by using your creativity, your hands. I keep seeing your hands making things, and it's going to be like divine. I mean, whatever it may be, something beautiful, something connected to the divine, whatever it is, allow source energy to inspire you, and know that this is meant to reach the people, the crowds. Your work is meant to be shared. And it's also going to provide abundance for you as well. But most of your attention, most of your energy, your focus is always on helping others. And so you need to kind of rebalance that, tone that down a bit, and put a little bit more energy and focus and effort into your creativity, in order to allow that part of you, to that gift that you have, to be shared with your community. Okay. Amy says, okay, I get it. Oh, she does woodworking. Oh, I love wood. Wood is such a special product. It's so grounding, and so much energy in wood. Maybe allow the wood to talk to you, connect to the tree that it belonged to, because even when the wood is cut, the energy and the essence of the tree is still in there. So that is cool. All right, I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna do a group card, and then I'm gonna go put my pajamas on. All right. And watch a Norwegian. No, it says it Norwegian. A Norwegian show that I just started watching something on, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Norwegian show about this boy who has like Thor energy. I don't even remember what it's called. Anyway, fantasy keeps my heart bubbly, because half of the fantasy is reality, because it's about giants and gods, right? It's about, what's it called? Aranok or something. I don't know the name, but it's about how giants and gods, which are ETs, the Anunnakis are what we call gods, how they battled. And that really in some way or form that happened. If you like to know more about the giants and the gods and all that, I have great Patreon channel posts on patreon.com/Emanuelle McIntosh. We used to live together with the giants. They were actually here before us. They were here for a long time before us. And they're still giants on this planet, but they're in the areas that we're not allowed to go see. The Earth is, if you look at the Atlas thing, it's not correct. There's still so much land that we don't even know about. Anyway, it's in there if you guys like that. There's over 200 channel posts in there answering your questions about everything. Health. Just last week, I posted a post about cancer, the truth about cancer. It's in 2 parts, so the next part will come next week, because I didn't have time to finish it. I didn't have time to finish the channeling because I was interrupted by too many people. I had like 5 or 6 people, like ding dong. Every time somebody left, somebody else came in. I was like, okay, this is crazy. The universe wants me to take a break, apparently. Anyway, there's all kinds of stuff for headaches, migraines. What is the real cause of it? How do we get rid of it? I mean, spiritual perspective on transcendence, spiritual. I mean, everything. ETs. Our true history is on there. Jesus has shared, the Adam and Eve story. What's the real true story? Ark of Noah, all of that stuff. It's all in there. I'm gonna make a book next year. I'm gonna try and collect all of those, and I might not be able to fit them all in there because I'm already over 200 posts, and each post is about 3 to 4 pages long. So they're really long posts. It's not just like a little thingy. You got to do some reading if you go to my Patreon post, but it's very detailed. So I'm thinking of maybe next year collecting them and putting them together in a book. So per, truth, spiritual perspective on Atlantis, spiritual perspective on this, spiritual perspective on that, and sharing it with you guys in book form. That's my plan, but I don't plan much. The intention has been sent out, and we'll see when it arrives. That's really what it is. So, because I've seen books that people send me. I get so many people send me books. I don't usually read much of them because I'm dyslexic and I don't like reading much. But that's the funny part. I have such a hard time reading books. But then when I channel, it's like I just type it up. What I receive, and sometimes I have to look up words because they're using words, and I'm like, oh, what does that mean? I have to look it up. What does that word mean? Especially like the medical things. They use medical terms, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I look it up what it means, and I'll put it in there. So it's just for people who are like me who don't understand what that term means. Like I can't even say it, but when they say it in my head, I can type it up. Mitochondrians or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm all confused now. I'm getting a little tired, I think. Oh, Lord. Well, oh, yeah, I was going to do another reading. Anyway, I don't know if you guys like that stuff. Oh, yeah, giants. We were talking about giants. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're definitely here. But they had to get rid of all the evidence because, well, you can't even get rid of the evidence. I mean, all you have to do is look at old buildings and realize that those entry doors were not made for little humans, okay? And people used to have, the people before us, the humans, well, it's on how you look at it. There were people before us here. We're not the first ones. Hello. There's other... Well, the giants and all of that, they were all part of that. So it's like the chimneys, right? A lot of those buildings we never built. We didn't build them. We just took them because they were already there. They were abandoned because they killed all the giants, or most of them. There's still a few in hiding. So we just took over their buildings, but those massive fireplaces, they weren't intention. They used to have free energy. Every fireplace used to have metal plates in the back, and then on top of the chimney, they had these kind of electrical coils, and so there was a system that actually created like a heating system, free energy heating system. But us not so bright humans came into these buildings, didn't understand what they were all for. And we just started burning wood in there. It's not really what they were designed to be. And we made them smaller and smaller, the wood stoves, because, anyway, so much stuff. Anyway, go check it out. Patreon.com. I'll write it down here. Patreon.com/Emanuelle McIntosh. So much truth that has been hidden from us. So many things for me to channel. And I love true history instead of the fake story of we came from a cell and then we turn into little thingies. And yeah, the evolution theory is bullshit. Okay. And so they had to get rid of all the evidence to make sure that the evolutionary theory would be accepted in order to keep us small and not understanding who we really are, what our powers are, and all of that stuff. Anyway, one more person. And I'm sorry I can't get to all of you guys, but we'll do this again next month. And if you like these kind of readings, I do them every week on Patreon, so go check that out. And it's only $3. I mean, it's the price of a cup of coffee. I think Starbucks is more expensive. $3, and you have access to a lot of stuff. Okay. Where are we at? Marcy Bryant. For some reason, you're popping up. Marcy Bryant. Okay, Marcy. This one. Marcy. Oh, hold on. I didn't have it in my hand. Let me see if I can I? Wait, hold on. Let me climb that to the top. There. All right. Dun, dun, Mercy, Mercy. I like your name. It has this energy about it. It's like you're silly. I feel like you have a great sense of humor. I don't know if we ever had a reading. I don't recognize your name, but it just feels like you have this smile on your heart. But at the same time, it's like you're always smiling. You're always making people laugh. You're always guiding people. But at the same time, you can become so insecure when it comes to your own personal journey. My English is starting to fade when I get tired. Marcy says, thank you. And I am. Yeah, it just feels like that. Go within. I feel like we need another one. Hold on. I feel like you need two. Something about that spiral. Whoop. Hold on. It fell on the floor. Oh, and it's a beautiful. Okay. There we go. Pink is my favorite color. It is pink. You shuffle those cards so fast. I've been shoveling cards since I was 12. That's probably why. I've been doing card readings for a very long time. Even when I was feeling shitty, I would use the tarot cards. I'll show you if I can get to them. Oh, these are my tarot cards. And I've only had one pack my entire life. And this is the pack. It's old. It's worn out. You see that? It's old. It's worn out. And these are my dad's cards. My dad used to do readings for people because I have my gift from my dad. And he would just do it for friends and stuff, just people that he knew. Didn't do it professionally or anything. But and then when I was 12, he gave me his pack of cards, and he bought himself a new pack. But this is my dad's, so I still use them from time to time. When people come to the house, they want to. I just shuffle the card. I don't really need them, but it's fun to watch and see what comes on and how it validates what I already knew. It's just fun. Anyway, pink. Self-love and nurture. This is for Marcy. And then you also got this one. Clarity. And what does it say? Go within. I love the opposite colors, pink and blue. Kind of like red and blue, sort of opposite colors. What am I getting for you, Marcy? You don't understand how priceless you are. That's the words that I'm getting in my head. You do not understand the diamond that you are, the pearl that you are. It's so almost like you need to have a better self-awareness. And it's not about ego. It's not about being cocky. It's not about that at all. It's really about understanding your value. You undervalue yourself. And you'll use humor and, being goofy to kind of hide from the insecurities or to make people love you or to have people love you. Maybe that's a better word. But you don't need to do, it's almost like you put on this mask when you interact with people, and then when you're alone and it's just you turn into this different person. And they're saying it's not necessary to have two different characters, to play two different characters. You're every color. You're blue and red, blue and pink, blue and white, pink and white. You're wonderful and beautiful just as you are. You don't need to be perfect. To feel like you matter, or that you, how do I say it? It's not the right way I'm saying it. I'm not saying it right, what I'm feeling. You don't have to be perfect to be loved or appreciated by others. It's okay to sometimes show your vulnerability. It's okay to understand that you're perfectly imperfect. Embrace your imperfections because they're perfect for you and for the role that you decided to play here on earth. There's too much self-judgment that is unnecessary, because you see how there's pearls. You're the pearls and you're the diamond. Okay? You are shiny and bright and perfect in every way, including your flaws. They're perfectly imperfect because you designed them that way in order to help you to have certain experiences. So love yourself more. You don't need to always keep on the mask. It's like you perform. You don't really know that you're doing it either, is what they're saying. It's almost like you do it on an unconscious level. Like when you're alone, you're different. When you go with people, all of a sudden you turn into this character that works great because people love the character and they love hanging out with you and they love your energy. It works great, but it's not 100% you. It is, it's a role that you're playing. And they're saying, find that same confidence in the role of playing your authentic self, of playing you. Okay? Go within, find a strength there, find a divinity that you are, and allow your beautiful core, because this is like you and the pearls are inside of you, right? It's in the core of the shell. Open up the shell so you can allow the pearls to be seen and to be experienced by others. And every pearl has imperfections. There's not a perfect pearl. Every pearl is imperfect, yet it is beautiful and loved and adored by everyone. That makes sense? Marcy says, that makes so much sense. Perfectly imperfect. I love it. Thank you so much. Nope, I don't know. I am doing it. I will definitely do it. Yeah, become aware of it. Observe yourself. Again, try and get that third person perspective. Observe yourself when you start to interact. I do that too. I noticed, when I was a younger girl, I noticed that every time I talked to people, I wanted them to like me. Um, so I became this funny, carefree person, but on the inside, I was dying. you know, I was suicidal. I was this hurt, damaged soul that only saw darkness. But when I interacted in school, I was like, all right, it's gonna be fun. I was playing a character that people enjoyed and loved, but it wasn't who I really was. And sometimes we do it. It's we've always done it for so long that we don't even know or even notice that we're doing it. But by becoming more mindful, we become more observant of our reactions, um, towards the outside reality. And then you start to realize that, that's not really me. I'm just doing that to please people, or I'm doing that to be loved, or I'm doing that to feel accepted, or to feel, valued, or feel worthy. A lot of the things that we're doing is so focused on outside approval. Um, and in the 5D, we need to be our authentic self. We need to not judge people for for not feeling good. It's part of a journey of exploration and adventure in the physical reality filled with human emotions. This emotionality is not present everywhere. It's very uniquely bound to the human experience. That's why we love coming down here. It's a very roller coaster effect, and our spirits love it. Our human egos are like, I don't like it. I don't like being here. It just sucks, right? But our soul is like, woohoo! Look at us grow. What are we gonna do now? Woohoo! Let's go that way. They always say, a bad day for the ego is a great day for the soul. So, but that's really how it is. Um, so it's okay. I've never claimed to be perfect, and I own it. I'm like, I don't want to be perfect. I want to be beautifully flawed. Because, that's how we get the best experiences and the best, expansion. If everything's perfect, you're not going to learn or grow anything. You know what I'm saying? So you have to embrace your beautifully, perfectly flawed life, because you want to have that kind of experience. Again, yeah, there you go. It's that mirror work. You don't like what you see. You have to change something on the inside, how you approach things, how you know in order to change the outside reflection. The problem is, a lot of people want change, especially people who are in the 3D and the 4D. A lot of people want things to change, but they keep taking the same train, hoping to get to a different destination. You keep taking the same train, it's going to get you to the same destination. You have to be willing to be fearless and step on a different train, make the changes in order to create the changes in your outside reality as well. Okay, so there you go, Marcy. That is the message for you today. We are going to go out with a bang and get a group card, and then I'm going to go to bed. Well, not to bed. I got to watch my show. But I'm going to put my jeans on. Put my little fluffy bunny things on. Third eye activation. That one came out real quick. Look at that. Love that portal. Stargate. We have moved. The new earth is here. And most of the people who are here have already gone through some kind of an awakening process. So, because you've already opened the conscious portal and curiosity into looking beyond what we can physically see and experience. Third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. The message that I'm getting here is we've walked through the portal. The sun is shining on the other side. You see that? We are walking towards a new, hopeful, beautiful future. So do not allow the illusion of fear and the illusion of um, being imprisoned by others to determine your reality. When we start to experience what we want to experience for our future earth today, then it is already so. It is already made, and we are aligning with that frequency of that manifestation. Okay, we are aligning with it. And when we align with it, we will hop into the frequency of that parallel reality. Made a great post on that one. That one blew even my mind. Made a great post on the truth about parallel realities and the Mandela effect. Really blew my mind. But there's all these timeline in parallel realities. There's not timelines. We call them timelines, but there is no time. They're parallel realities walking around. They're all next to each other. Now we have two parallel realities that have been stuck together for quite a while, allowing us to hop over more easily from one into the next. And this is the 340 timeline reality, we'll call it that, and the 5D reality. Now these parallel realities, have been like I said, going next to each other, right, for quite some time. And the dark forces have been trying to keep them together so we can't, go off. But they've told me that in August, slowly but surely, the timelines are separating. Okay, they are separating. The parallel realities are separating. We're still going to have an experience. It's the same earth, it's just a different frequency to experience that same earth from. So we will have different experiences than some other people. And that's why sometimes when we have 340 friends, it becomes really hard to have a conversation because you're experiencing a different reality than they are on the same earth. If that makes any sense. Anyway, it's very complex. But Albert Einstein came through and explained it in a way that we can all wrap our heads around it. So go check that out. It's a really amazing post. So that's what we're doing. Most of us are already on the 5D timeline, and it's separating. So it's very important to stay, no matter what happens around us. Don't get distracted. Okay. They're all smoke screens. Okay. Nothing is reality unless you make it reality, unless you make it your reality. Right. Nothing is reality unless you make it your reality. Keep that in your noggin, so it's important now that most of us that are here are on the 5D train, that we stay there frequency wise. Okay. Because we're now moving away from the 3D, 4D train. And therefore, the more distance there is, the more difficult it will be to go back to that state. Does that kind of make sense? To go back to that. But like I said, because we're moving into the 5D train and we're moving away from things, everything we initially planned in the 340 train now has to be realigned, readjusted, transformed into something new. So it is possible that all your plans from before are no longer going to work out, are going to fail, and that's okay. Okay, they're not failing because you failed. They're failing because the frequencies you built them, you created them with, are no longer supported in the 5D reality. So therefore, they need to be transformed into something new. Does that kind of make sense? All right. So I hope that helps. But that is the message here today. Do not get discouraged if things fall apart, if your body is aching at this time. It's all about putting in the effort and the energy to make your body healthy, to get the self-discipline, to take care of your body better. Food-wise, create your own food. Get rid of all the toxins that they've been injecting us with in many different ways and forms. It's really about taking responsibility for your own health, your own future, your own creation, and staying in that vibration of, it's just an experience. Let's just have fun with it, and let's just be the creator of it. and just moving in that direction forward. All right. I'm going to write all your names down here in the comment section. So if you ever want to come back and listen to your message, you can. And to everybody else, if any of the messages resonate with you, take them with you. Hold on to it. We are all on similar trajectories. We all want to have similar experiences. And so I know a lot of these messages will resonate with many people out there as well. So just know that your team, if you're getting those goosebumps, I call them angel bumps, but if you're getting that feeling of, I wonder if that was for me, it was. If you're getting that thought, then it was. All right. So love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And I will see the Patreon members next week again for another live event. Big kiss, and until next time.